What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is predictions for New Zealand versus Argentina, a game that also takes place this weekend on Saturday. We've just come from a break of the Rugby Championship, but now we are hit with two amazing games between Australia and South Africa, and New Zealand and Argentina. Rugby Championship continues. Now previously we saw New Zealand pretty much dominate the All Blacks. Yes, in the first half, they were a bit rusty, but the talent and experience in this All Black team showed why they're the best in the world, and they beat the All Blacks. They beat Australia convincingly. Then we get to South Africa and Argentina. First game in South Africa. South Africa did well, beat them with a bonus point. Obviously things to improve, but they didn't in the next game in Mendoza. Argentina showed up with the heart, the passion. They wanted to win, and they proved why they are contenders in World Rugby today, because they've got the heart and the passion, and they were also rebuilding just like some of the other countries and really looking good at the moment, and had a very good game against South Africa, and credit to the Argentines. Now many will be saying for this game between the All Blacks, some will be saying, what's the point? The All Blacks are going to dominate. Some might even be saying this could be a close encounter. Now, you can't count anything, can't go against the Argentines so quickly. They have a passionate, great team. Sanchez, Augustine, all those brilliant players within that team, and many other players, Bautistas, they are there to play the game, and they show passion and love within. Now also remember their coach. He made history when the Jaguares beat the Blues and the Chiefs in Super Rugby campaign. The Jaguares made the playoffs for the first time ever. They totally transformed that team from being one of the weakest to contenders of getting into the final. And they came so close, but they also did so well. They started off a bit shaky, but seemed to gel together, and then the coach was handed Argentine job. And right, the start was shaky against Scotland and Wales, but you know what? This team is building and getting better, and we could see that against South Africa. Now the history, we've seen Argentina give the All Blacks a little bit of a run in Argentina, but now they're playing at home in the All Black territory, and we all know how damn hard it is to beat the All Blacks at home. They are on fire at the moment. They are on winning ways. They are number one in the world for a reason, and they are just dominant. So it's going to be extremely hard for them to beat the All Blacks, but anything is possible. The strategies the coach has in place could definitely give the All Blacks a fright, and if he wants any chance of giving them a fright, he needs to do it at the start, because that is what we've seen the All Blacks, where they, I want to say, sit back, suss out the game, and then second half they just come in and destroy. Now it's important for Argentina to really put foot and go in attacking, go in with the passion and heart that they have, scoring tries, using movements, using that strong forward pack and attacking. It's possible to definitely scare the All Blacks, but it's going to be hard for them to beat them in All Black territory. But again, we've seen surprises happen, and I say to a lot of you guys in the comment section, anything is possible, but it will be tough. Now the All Blacks have a magnificent team, and I'm not sure what Steve Hansen's going to do when he goes and selects his team, but I could definitely think he's going to play around a bit, maybe put in some changes here and there. There's talk of Crotty coming back, he's been cleared. Sam Cane, there's talks of him maybe being cleared for the Argentine game. Not a bad game to test him, to see if they're okay. Crotty, I know everyone was worried about concussion and all that stuff. Really hope he's okay. Beauden Barrett coming off one of the best games of his entire career, and he will be wanting to really show that he can perform well. If he can perform well and show his fans in his country that he is the best in the world, he's definitely should be in that team to show the dominance that he is capable of doing. We all know the capability and the skill level of that man, and he's going to want to continue scoring tries. He's going to want to continue dominating the game that we know and love. Then we got so many other players within that All Black team. It's really scary trying to analyze it because they're so damn good. You can't always pick out a weakness because of the momentum. I mean, in the previous game, the All Blacks just shone both games really, but in that second game, each player really represented well. The camaraderie and teamwork within that team is just unbelievable. It is inspiring to watch, and if they can continue that, Argentina are going to be in for a big one. It's just going to be very intense to see. Kieran Reid and his leadership, I reckon, is just going to just take it one step at a time. But come second half, I think we're going to expect fireworks. It's going to be an interesting game. They've had their ups and downs within playing each other, but the Argentines have never beaten the All Blacks. They drew once, I think, in the 1980s, and that game was so far gone, and the All Blacks have come so far from it. I think in 2001, the All Blacks were close to losing, but last minute, they capitalised and scored a try to win. So the history doesn't show many great results, but we have seen closer-ish encounters, but we've also seen a few walkovers. And as the All Blacks just get better and better, it's hard to predict a win for Argentina, but it's also, we definitely could see a surprise. We definitely could see what could happen, but it's a good tester for Steve to really, mix up his team a bit, change things around, see who we can bring in, because once again, we are building for the World Cup. The All Blacks have shown how good they are and show the players, but if they just bring in the other guys to test it up, but test the field, to see how they can do against this Argentinian side, it will be very interesting and give Steve an idea, because one, he also won't want injuries for the big games against South Africa, but two, he also doesn't want to let his players lose the current great form that they currently have and let them sit back and relax when they need to keep on their attack mode. So much to look forward to in this game, and I'm really excited for it. I'm excited for the first half, just because I want to see the passion from the Argentines. We've seen a lot of hope within the Jaguares, and after what we saw with Argentina against South Africa, we can definitely say they're on the rise, they're improving, they're growing. Now some might say, but South Africa, they're not really great at the moment. They still aren't bad, guys. They have a great team of paper, and that was a big win for the Argentinian side. Yes, it was at home, but still, they kept focused, they kept determined, they kept passionate, and they're going to be on a high. They are going to be on a high. They're going to walk into New Zealand, into that game, feeling confident, feeling the hope of maybe beating the All Blacks. Now, it sounds impossible, and it could be impossible, but those guys are going to walk in there because their coach is going to build them up and say, look what we did with the Jaguars. Look what you did from coming from a weakish game against South Africa in the first game and coming home and beating them. Now this could be a similar outcome. We could see a very tough game for the Argentines in the All Black territory. But when they get to Argentina, we could see a different squad, a different attitude, a different playing skill. So anything is really possible. But when it comes to predictions for this game, I have to go with the All Blacks on this one. You can't go against the All Blacks. They're at home. They've got genius rugby players. They've got stars. I know that Argentina's got brilliant players as well who are capable of making things happen. But you can't rely on 4 or 5 players to win a game. Whereas the All Blacks have 22, 3 players who are geniuses, who can win a game, who are capable of taking the team to the end. Now when we come to point margin, I don't want to be harsh, but I have to say I'm going over 18 points. No disrespect to the Argentines. You guys who've been here for a long time know that it's not easy for me to predict a big score like that. But I just don't see that second half. I just see All Blacks walking it. The All Blacks bench come on and bring on new electricity, new passion, new power. And they just go into another form. And they just continue dominance. We got big players. We got Ben Smith. We all know what a genius that man is. We got Sevilla, who's been on the bench. He's brilliant. We got Aaron Smith, TJ Perinara, two of the greatest scrum halves. I mean, it's frightening. And if I was a coach analysing the All Blacks, trying to figure out how to beat them, it's close to impossible because of how good the team is and how good their record is and how good they've come and how far they've come. So for me, All Black win by more than 18 points. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we're going to see a close game, a close encounter, lots of respect shown between the two teams and a passionate rugby game with lots of tries. And as much as I hope for that, I just don't see it happening. I see close encounters in the first half. Points difference won't be much, I'd say, going into halftime. But come 35 minutes, I can almost guarantee a try for the All Blacks. Come between 40 and 45 minutes in the second half, a try for the All Blacks. And that is what they did against Australia. Now they're going against the Argentines, and I think they're going to do the same. And then come 50-60th minute, boom, they're going to put on the accelerator, put foot down, and totally dominate. But we'll have to wait and see to see what happens. So, All Blacks by 18 points or more, beating Argentina in New Zealand. Next week, I'm expecting different things, but we can only judge that after this weekend's game. So that is going to do it for this predictions video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't already, make sure you are subscribed to this channel so you can keep up to date with all future uploads. Recap will be happening, but it will be later than usual. I am away. I've got a big radio interview, sharing my story with a big radio interview in Johannesburg, so I won't be able to get everything up so quickly, but I will try my best to do what I can. So be patient with me, but it will be coming out. So make sure you subscribe, hit the bell icon so you can get all the notifications so you do not miss out on another upload. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Stay safe, enjoy the rugby. I will be doing another video too for you guys before the weekend's game, but if not, enjoy the rugby and have a great weekend. Stay safe, never give up. Cheers.